Ayatollah Khamenei is dead.
At this ceremony, another thing that became a bit questionable was the significant absence of Hassan Rouhani and Muhammad Javad Zarif. Mahmoud the Fat was also absent. Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, a bit like Lord Lucan, he's vanished. Like Mojtaba. It's unclear what's happened to him. They blew up his house, and then at first they said he was dead, then they said no, he's alive and kicking, just in an unknown location. Then there were some rumours, I don't know if you've seen or heard them, but there were rumours. Anyway, these days there are lots of rumours around, claiming that Mossad has kidnapped him. Now we really don't know what the story is, but you know what? It stresses me out a bit. I mean, what if suddenly Trump, who keeps going on about inside Iran, someone from inside Iran, decides to pull this one out of the hat? It's not even funny, folks. Not even funny. Of course, Trump is behaving very aggressively towards the clerics these days, meaning he's attacking the heart of Iran's economy, which is the island of Khark. And that's not small news. And he did attack, of course. To understand the significance of the attack, you need to know a very important fact. Khark is a small coral island in the Persian Gulf, but over 90% of Iran's crude oil exports are conducted from this island. The storage tanks on this island have a capacity of 30 million barrels of oil. That's a lot. So what happened in the recent attack? CENTCOM, the US Central Command, announced that they had leveled about 90 military targets of the IRGC on the island of Khark. Trump also came out with a message saying that we have taken out every military target on Khark, but for now we haven't touched the oil facilities and the pipelines and stuff, because after all, these are part of the infrastructure, and if we want to hit them, they will need to be rebuilt and all that. What does that mean? It means America has its finger on the vital artery of the Islamic Republic's economy and is applying pressure. It means they have destroyed the barracks and air defenses on Khark to tell them your oil is now officially our hostage. It means if you make one more mistake, we'll send even that little bit of export that's left up in smoke. He also hinted at this, saying, I haven't touched the infrastructure and the pipelines, but if necessary, I can just say the word and we'll hit them. Again, there are rumors about bringing in ground forces. I repeat, these are just rumors, yeah? And it's been said that US ground forces have come to Khark, and now the occupation of this island is also mentioned, but we just have to wait and see what happens. Israel hasn't been idle either. In a precise operation in the heart of Tehran, they targeted the emergency headquarters of Khatamul Anbiya, taking out two individuals named Abdullah Jalali Nasab and Amir Shariat. Who were these two? Senior officials of the intelligence department of the headquarters. The interesting point is that these two had just replaced Saleh Assadi, the commander who was killed in the first strike of the war. It's like the command seat in the IRGC has now turned into an electric chair, the ones used for executions. So now, anyone who receives a succession order, before the ink on their decree even dries, they are taken out by a precision missile to join the previous commander. That's why fear has penetrated the bones of the security forces. Apart from that, the remaining forces of the Basij, IRGC and checkpoint forces, as I mentioned before, are also deeply scared due to drone attacks. You must have seen and heard this on the news. And so what have the security forces done? They have taken their checkpoints into urban tunnels. Yep, into tunnels. Out of fear that at any moment the sound of the old electric shaver might echo in the open space and drones would come after them, they have gone into tunnels, and in several videos we've seen that even in those tunnels they had set up dushkas. It's crazy, dushkas. So if you happen to be passing through the tunnels, rev up your engines a bit more so the exhaust fumes reach the souls of their deceased, as they say. This is the least that can be done. And of course, I wish it was just the tunnels. There are many videos showing that government armed forces with motorcycles and military uniforms have come and turned schools into their own barracks.
خودشون کردن.
اسم مدرسه مهدیه بود. اینم نیروی چیزی که ازش میان بیرون، نیروی امنیتی که دارن ازش میان بیرون از این مدرسه میان.
بله.
Yes, using people's kids' schools as human shields and military barracks, which we have pointed out many times here. In any case, this shows that this system has no red lines for its survival. However, in the face of this level of cowardice, let's point to a clear message. In one of Donald Trump's recent interviews with Fox News, he made a very clear and explicit promise. He said,
they do have the thugs walking across it, and when they're caught, they will be tried and executed. When those thugs are caught, and we have them on tape who they are, and they better turn in their guns. But, you know, we have tapes of some of these people that go around shooting the protesters, maybe all of them.
He says, we have videos of all those ragtag thugs who have killed the innocent people of Iran. It would be for their best if they handed over their weapons. When this war ends, we will go after them, catch them and execute them. We've got all of them on video. You'd better watch out. If I was in the shoes of the supporters of the regime, I would be scared, because Trump is not just a gas bag unlike the clerics. So far, he has done whatever he said he would do, and he has done more than he said he would. That aside, we have a Botoxed and spruced up Mohsen Rezai. It's like everyone's playtime now. He stood in front of the camera talking about the victories of the regime.
با همه اینا تا همین الان ما در پیروزی است. ما از نظر سیاسی، دفاعی و اقتصادی در همین نقطه پیروز است. اولا ما هیمنه آمریکا رو شکست. یعنی آمریکا در حمله به ایران خودش رو کوچک کرد و ما رو بزرگ کرد.
Wow, it made itself small and made us big now? You're talking about the Islamic Republic? That's really strange, Mr. Rezai. A country whose leader has been killed, whose son is half dead, and whose oil is currently under Trump's control. Its commanders are updated and replaced twice a week, and then its forces are hiding in tunnels and schools out of fear. Exactly how is this victory in the war? How does this victory thing work? Interestingly, this same person, with this same level of understanding, and by the order of a cardboard leader who we don't know if he exists or what, has become the military advisor to the commander-in-chief of the forces. Well, we know not much of the forces are left anyway, so it would be better if you read this as the military advisor to the commander-in-chief of cardboard. Yeah, that's better.
Ayatollah Khamenei is dead.